I was at the drugstore and I was so happy to come across these two items because I have been on the lookout. They are by L'Oreal and it is part of their Paradise Peach collection, or it's Paradise Enchanted. I'm calling it Peach because Beautifuls, it smells like peaches. I've heard amazing things about the formula, but really what drew me in was it's scented. Not only is the blush scented, but the eyeshadow palette is as well. So these are the two that I have from the collection and they are stunning. I'm so excited to play with them. So today we are gonna do first impressions because all I've done is open them and smelled them, as crazy as that sounds. So we're gonna do first impressions and I'm going to tell you what I think about these new products from L'Oreal. So if you want to know what I think, you need to keep watching. The first item I'm going to put to the test is the blush. It is in the shade 190 and it's a really pretty peach shade blush. Imagine that. Off the bat, it does not look like there's any shimmer whatsoever. It's a little bit of a satin, but no glitter that I can see, which that is really good for older women. The glitter can accentuate our lines and not in a good way. So I'm gonna tap off my excess using my e.l.f. blush brush. Oh my goodness, you can smell it. Like as you put it on, it smells like peach. I feel like I'm in high school. I wore like that peach body spray from Bath and Body Works, I think my whole junior year. My poor mom had to deal with that. It is a very light color. So it's good because it means it is buildable. And when I say light, like it is a very light. If you want a shade that will give you just that hint of blush, this would be a great shade for you. It is very hard, I think, to go heavy-handed with this, but I do like how it looks. Overall, I really like this shade. I think it's the perfect summer shade. You could wear this alone without foundation just to give yourself a little bit of extra color or a little bit of like oomph to your face with just a little brightening. I think if you can find these, you need to check this one out. I'm really excited about this one. I'm an eye girl, so the item I am most excited about is the eyeshadow. And look at this palette. I think it is the perfect everyday palette. It has a lot of lighter shades. It has some darker ones. It has a nice mix of matte and neutrals. You get 12 shades in total. And again, it smells like peaches. Before I can jump into the palette though, I need to conceal my eyes. I'm gonna take a little bit of concealer and a little bit of powder just to even out the tone on my eyelids, and then I will be right back. For starters, I'm gonna put the light peach shade in my transition area right here. This is the perfect shade because it closely matches my skin, and it means all the other shades are gonna blend so much easier with this. Using the same brush, which is a Morphe M412, I'm gonna go into the darker brown shade and I'm going to put it almost where I put that peach shade, just a little bit lower. I wanna start building up my crease. I thought the shade would actually be darker than it is showing up, which for drugstore is usually the case. You usually notice a little less pigmentation, which is good because it's harder to go too heavy. It's always easier to build up and it's harder to take away. I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M518 and I'm gonna blend this out just a little bit. Using my Morphe M411, I'm going to pick up, it's kind of the mauve shade. It's not quite a purple, but it's got some brown undertones, and I'm going to put this just in my crease. And this shade has definitely got pigment. And I'm gonna pull it down a little bit in my outer V. If you don't like the smell of peach, I can guarantee you will not like this palette, because right now that's all I smell is peach. It's not a bad thing. It is definitely taking me back to my youth. I am reliving junior year of high school right now. I'm going to pick up one of the shimmer shades on my e.l.f. concealer brush. I love this brush to do my eyeshadow. If you didn't see the video where I talked about all of the brushes I use and why I love them, I will put it up here Click on it and watch it when you're done. You will understand why I love this concealer brush for eyeshadow. I'm going to take one of the shimmer shades and I'm going to put it all over my lid. The pigmentation's okay. I'm going to get some of my setting spray and I'm going to try it foiled and see how that looks. So I'm using my MAC setting spray. I'm just putting a little bit on and we're going to see, oh yes, definitely like that better. I'm going to blend out this just a little bit. Next shade I pick up, I am not going to use a brush for. I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to pick up this light champagne shade, the pinky one, and I'm just going to press a little bit of this into the center of my lid, just to bring a little bit more definition to my eyes. I have to say, beautifuls, I am really liking this palette. I think for a drugstore, it has good color payoff. The shadows are easy to work with. They seem to be blending really well. I'll be interested to see in the longevity of it. Will they fade over time or will they stay looking this good in a few hours? For my lower lash line, I'm going to take my Paradice E23. It is a flat top brush. I'm going to go into the darkest shade that is in the palette. Definitely tap off my excess, and I'm going to start running this along my lower lash line. Last, I'm going to take my e.l.f. eye crease brush and that shade that I went into at the very beginning, the really pale peach shade, and I'm going to use that to blend out that darker shade on my lower lash line. I am absolutely floored with this palette and how well it's performing. I didn't struggle blending. I didn't struggle with pigmentation. It went on so easily. Beautifuls, if you see this, you need to pick it up. Unless you don't like the smell of peaches, then you might not like it. But overall, like the way this performs, it performs like some of my really good eyeshadows that I use all the time. I'm going to do my mascara and I will be right back. My mascara is on. All I have left to do is to highlight my brow bone. For that, I'm going to go into the lightest shade, which is an off-white shade, and I'm going to tap it off, and I'm just going to place this right up here by my brow bone. Give it a little bit of a highlight. And then the gold shimmery shade, I'm going to pick that up, and I'm going to put that on my inner corner. All right, beautifuls, here's the final product. I really am impressed with this collection from L'Oreal. Honestly, I was expecting it to be a little gimmicky because I'm like, okay, the draw is gonna be the peach scent. It's not really gonna perform. But the eyeshadows performed so much better than I thought they would. I think it's a great staple for someone that wants just an easy everyday palette. I think there's enough variety that you can do a few different eye looks, but not feel like you go too far out of your comfort zone. It's really wearable shades. And all of the ones I tried performed really well. They were pigmented, they blended so easily, not just by itself, but with the ones that you layer on top of it. Because sometimes you'll get a shadow that will blend well by itself, but it just doesn't play well with others. These played well together. And the blush, I'm loving this blush for summer. I have a feeling this is going to be my new go-to blush for the rest of summer. I love the peachy shade, but it's got a little bit of a pink to it. It's a satin finish, so it gives a little bit of dimension to the face without having glitter. Overall, I am so impressed with this entire collection that I have tried. If you have tried it, definitely comment in the comments below. I want to know what you're thinking about it because like I said, I really thought it would be a gimmick and I'm a little blown away right now. Make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss a single video because you never know what we're gonna try on our channel for Makeup Obsessed Mondays. And definitely turn on that bell because you won't be notified if you don't click that bell. Until next week, beautifuls, be beautiful because you are the only you. Bye.